Yeah. So these are the reasons which we have. So how to monitor distributed performance monitoring? So that we do through APM. APM means application performance monitoring. That means what is our APM? So in APM, we use lots of tools and processes, to collect the experiences, collect the response time, analyze the response time. Okay, and that process is called APM, application performance monitoring. You can also call it application performance management. Okay, so these are the things. So now you understood that what is APM, all of you?
Yeah.
So I'm just skipping some of the slides because it's too much of discussions. Look at this. This slide is very important. So what you need to monitor, look at this. See, customers is from the different geography. Customers using the different devices. Customers are using different browser, different ISPs, different data centers, different third-party libraries, different app server, web server, database server, this, that, and all. Different data centers, private and public subnet, and then response get processed. Correct now? So you need to find out where is the problem. Are we having a problem in code? Look at this. This slide is also very important. Where is the problem? Can you find out what is the problem in this?
Database query.
Yeah.
Database query.
Now you have a reports in front of you. So you told me database query. But how do we get this report? That's important. Are you understanding? How do we get this graph? This process is called APM. Getting us this graph. Got it? So different Java call, different endpoint called and all. And the problem is database query that's causing the response problem. So let's fix the database query. We'll sit with the developer and QA and fix the database query. Okay, so this is something which we have to do. So APM benefit. So APM benefits means business continuity, reduced downtime, better end user experiences, greater customer satisfaction, higher productivity, decreased reliance on costly experts, greater innovations, reduce operational cost, higher Google ranking, and intangible benefit, taking emotions out of the equation. These are the benefits. Again, you will work with it, you will start understanding it. So more or less at a high level, you understand what is APM and why that is important. So now the question is, the important question is how to do APM. How to do APM. So there are two ways to do that APM. Sorry. There are two ways to do the APM. One is like with agent and another one is without agent. So are you thinking agent means Datadog agent or something? Tell me.
Yeah.
Right. We'll use Datadog, right? Obviously, agent is required, right?
No. That's what. So here, how to do APM, how to implement APM. So here, this is the agent is different than the agent which you used it. Remember, that was an infra agent actually. So here we need a different kind of agent. And then you'll say, okay, how to do agentless? So agentless means without using agent. So something like you are snapping, you want to know the response time. So snapping the network port number and getting the response time. So now what is agent here? So read this and tell me if you understood this. This is the agent-based solution. So tell me, was it the same agent or something else?
It's a different.
So guys, this agent, you know what? It will be injected in, or it will be combined in, or it will be included in your application itself. The Datadog agent, the one which you tried, we did not include it in some applications. We did not do that. We installed at the OS level. Correct now? So that means if you want to collect APM data, then you have to deploy the agent in an application itself. So now then next question is, okay, what type of agent? So for this, there will be different types of agent. For example, let's say if you have a Java project. So Java project will have all the applications. Java project will have all the applications in jar file, correct now? So you will deploy agent in a jar file. If you have a Python, then Python. PHP, then PHP. .NET means .NET. That means this agent is your code actually. It says, no, see that. This is a solution where you have a piece of software or an agent, if you will, inject within an application. Which can be injected within application? Only the code can be injected within application, correct now? All of you? All of you?
Yeah.
So this is the agent. So you have to change the agent in APM. How? I'll teach you. Don't worry about that. Now the disadvantage for this is, this will consume little bit of CPU and little bit of RAM. Or advantage is you'll get a lots of matrices, something like this. This one. These are the each method call, each Java call.
I have a question.
Yeah.
At what phase will you inject this code or agent?
Well, running itself, running application, no, you'll have to inject that code. It will be running in your runtime environment. Application runtime. For example, for running the Java application, what is runtime? So runtime is Tomcat, correct? Or JBoss, WebLogic, WebSphere, or Flask in Python. So runtime, correct?
Okay.
So it's kind of like its dependency, Datadog dependency would be there, part of the code base, right?
It will be code written by the Datadog, which is
Yeah.
called APM agent. But each language will have a different code.
Yeah. So it would be bundled along with the code.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Agentless, I explained it to you. This is not looking at the every inside it. Internal data, you won't get it. Basically, you're snapping at the network port and getting the data. So agent, with agent APM, and agentless, you get the synthetic monitoring. I think many of you talked about this synthetic monitoring. Correct now? Hello? Hello? I'm audible?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah. So synthetic monitoring, agentless, you don't need an agent. So basically you're doing nothing but endpoint you are hitting through some Java client, some client, some tools, and whatever the response you are getting, storing it and displaying it, spanning the reports. So what is the process, things to do in application performance management? So you have to collect the data first, then store it, check that, stream for processing, archiving, and query. These are the process. So what is the end goal for APM? So end goal for APM is you want to have alerts, you want to have reports, you want to have warning signals. So warning signals like when your response time, when your response time of your application increases, you should be having some warning signals like a red flag. And when a transaction start falling, should be some alerts and stuff like that. So something like that. So now the question is, okay, fine, you understand APM, then what is important of APM and some of the other stuff also. But how do you select which APM tool is best for you? So guys, there's no best tool available in the market. There's no, I think, there's no as such which is called best in the world where we are changing every day. Okay. So something which is best for 1 month, that's okay. But do you want to use for 1 month? No. So look for the tool which is not a best in the market and very popular, but whether it will fulfill your requirement. So while doing the APM selection, you should see that the APM tool is supporting your languages or not, whether it's a developer familiarity or not, ease of use, setup, diagnosis and fix, and integration and pricing. If that is satisfying your criteria, go for it. So which are the tools which we have popular in APM category? We have a New Relic, which is a market leader, App Dynamics, Splunk also. Splunk was not having it. Signal FX was acquired by Splunk, so they got it. Elastic APM, Stakify, Retrace, and Datadog. So these are the tools which is popular in the market. Okay. So challenges, I'll just ignore this discussion. So when you work with a APM, there are some common terminology which we have. Okay, which you need to understand. Number of users, I think you understand more or less. Hits per second means in 1 second how many hits to application, you understand. Errors per second, how do we define, let's say web application, how do we define what are the errors, which is errors and which is not errors? Can you please tell me?
Through HTTP code.
What is the code which is good code, bad code?
200 is good. 400, 502, 503.
Yeah, 400 is a client error, 500 is a 5x is a server error, not good. 200 is good, right? Now 1x is a informational, 3x is a something
Redirection.
Yeah, true. So like that, errors per second. So how many errors you are getting per second? Response time, what is the response time? Okay, you understand. Latency, what is the latency for each application call? Connect time, how much time it takes to connect to the SSL exchange and all. How much bytes which was used, transferred for each request or for the number of requests at a time of 1 minute or 1 second or 1 hour or something. Standard deviation, these are the algorithm which we'll discuss during the showing you the APM. Percentile, this concept you should be aware of it. Percentile, I think we in India we are very comfortable. CBSE percentile, you know that, right? All of you. I'm from Hindi medium, by the way, but if you are guys from the CBSE board or something, then you should be pro in percentile. So percentile concept, are you aware of it?
Yes.
So the same is a mathematical formula. So you should know that percentile here also in APM. Average, more or less we understand, and stuff like that. Trace, you understand the trace. So I'll put it in a simple way so you'll understand faster. What is the difference between trace and transactions? So here, see here, this is the DNS server. DNS for this is your laptop. DNS server to load balancer to app web server to application server to database server, maybe application server to payment gateway also. So now the question is here, this is application server, you connect to different application server, B applications, and then database here. So what is a trace and what is a transaction? Anyone got a clue what is a trace?
This is the end-to-end flow there.
So trace is basically, this is one trace. 1 second. I'm just giving you, it should not be second, it should be millisecond, but I'm just using second to ease of it. 1 second is a very bad between the two endpoint. Milliseconds, 1 milliseconds. Okay. So here, this is one trace. Here, this is one trace. This is one trace. This is one trace. This one trace. This one trace. So what is the transaction then? This trace plus this trace plus this. This is one transaction. This trace plus this trace plus this trace is one transaction. And this was one transaction. So did you understand the trace versus transaction? All of you?
Yeah, transaction is collection of
Traces.
traces.
And each trace is between the two endpoints. Endpoint can be a
Yes.
method. Okay, one thing, broader your perspective. Trace can be between the two endpoints. This endpoint can be two service or two microservice or two class call or two function call also. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? Function call, class call, microservices, services. Are you understanding?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah. So that is something trace and CM. This is the end user and results. Between that, so many node service, Java service, Ruby service, PHP service, external service, and results you got it. This is called whole transaction. In between, this is a trace. So these are the broader list of APM tools, which that was a minimum. This is the broader list of it.
So Rajesh, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So when you're saying this trace, right? So is this kind of an application that is along with the actual service, which will go through all the data flow?
Sorry, I think I lost you.
Okay, so I'm asking if so this trace, what you're mentioning here. So do we need to install the Datadog agent in all these instances, like the web server, database, everywhere we need to install this, or will the trace will have a way to find its?
No. Everywhere you have to install it. Yes, it's a very good question. Look at this image. It will have a better guidance. So if you see that my whole application is developed in multiple microservices, which is developed in Node also, Java also, Ruby also, PHP also, and some payment gateway like external services. So if I want a complete detail, then I have to deploy my agent, APM agent in a Node that will be in a form of JS. APM agent in Java that will be in a form of jar file. APM agent in Ruby that will be in the Ruby file, PHP file, and external APIs. So it can be anything as such like what to say. It can be for external services. It can be what is this monitoring? Synthetic monitoring. Understood?
Yeah. Okay, got it. So basically, we need to know the complete build or the complete info, and then we have to install Datadog, and then the Datadog will fetch the.
Yeah,
metrics.
Datadog APM agent. Don't if you say na Datadog, then it has a many
APM.
types of.
Yeah, fine. I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this APM agent is going to find the result and put it on the dashboard for us.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Now, what is Debug.school? This score I'll show you during the demo time. These are the mathematical formula we need to understand. I'm just making you comfortable for time being. Which are the things in APM you should know? You should know percentile. Different percentile we have it. Median, average, you should know. And graph and all stuff like that. Anomalies. What is the meaning of anomalies? What is the anomalies? You should know. I'll talk about. I'll just make
error.
No, anomaly is different. Actually.
Kind of error. Okay.
Anomalies means let me put it in this way. Mukesh is anomaly. Tell me why Mukesh is anomaly.
He keeps asking questions. So
No. Something else.
Some disturbance, something
No,
odd,
Mukesh,
something could.
Mukesh is anomalous because he is having a problem which we none of us are having. Means his setup is all the time it's correct, but he's getting reports only after 10-15 minutes or something. Getting you? So I get the reports, I get a matrix within a few seconds. Others also is getting in few seconds, but he's getting late, not sure why. So this is anomaly, correct? No? We'll
Something
discuss
odd.
anomaly.
Yeah.
So anomaly. You need to know anomaly. You need to know forecasting. What is a forecast? You need to know there's a multiple algorithms are there, linear and seasonal. You need to know outliers. What is outliers? Outliers also has a multiple algorithm, DB scan, MAD and scaled and all. Many things are there in this. Derivative you should know. Okay, what is a derivative and stuff like that. So these, if you want to understand APM, all this keyword which I said at the last moment, that is a mathematical formulas actually. These mathematical formulas we have studied in our colleges also, engineering colleges also. So that is the stuff. But anyways, so now what I was trying to do, I was trying to help you to understand what is APM, why we need APM, how to do APM, and some of the special terminologies which we use and along with the tooling system. For this course, anyways, we are using Datadog for APM. Now, how to install application and deploy the agents and do some sort of APM collections, that I'll talk about after the lunch break. Anyone have any questions so far?
Yeah, Rajesh, I have one question. You able to hear me?
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, suppose my application is a microservice, right? Which is a stateless. So how the trace is getting linked with one service to another microservice?
How do we?
How the trace is getting linked from one microservice to another microservice?
This is also very, very important question. So he said the question which is very important. And so here, this is the one trace, I capture it. This one trace also I capture it. This one trace also I capture it using the agent. This is also. But how do we create a transactions? How do we say this trace is belong to one thing? So that is where we have to tag actually. Okay. So tag is important. So whatever the tag you will do here, same tag you will do here, same tag you will do here, and tagging through that, search and filtering can happen. So tagging can create a relationship between this, and this. So how to do a tag? So in agent, I showed you how to do the tag. This is let's say any configuration file tags you will find it. Okay. So while this is the infra tag I'm showing you right now, APM I'll show you after some time once which I implemented. Yes. So here you have to add a tag. Grep tags. See here. So these tags we have to enable. This is the tags for the configuration. This tag for the logs actually. Got it? So we'll do that this one, and I'll show you that. Understood?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So can we go for the lunch break, all of you?
Yes.
Okay. So after the lunch break, we will get into the demo and then followed by lunch. Okay, guys. Bye, everyone. See you.
Bye-bye.